Hey YouTubers. Um, I forgot about a absolutely free mod um, for a Gen 7 Red Cat Gen 7. Um, as I was tuning the suspension on this, and as I started to kind of bring the center of gravity lower on it by making some suspension adjustments, I noticed the rear really got stiff. Um, of course, that was affecting my articulation. Um, the one mod I actually forgot about on these is the rear drive shaft mod here. Now, out of the box, you're not going to notice it as much because the suspension on it is actually down in the lower holes, I believe. At least that's the way this one came. So you don't notice as much, but if you adjust your shocks up and try to lower that center of gravity on these, that's when you run into this issue. And it's the rear drive shaft here. You'll notice that when the suspension compresses, you just watch that drive shaft, that telescopic drive shaft will actually moves in and out. Now, stock out of the box, this portion of the drive shaft is actually longer than it is. This has been cut down. So what happens is it bottoms out on the splines here and just starts putting pressure on your transmission and your motor, and it bottoms out, so it won't let the suspension compress any further, and it seems to stiffen it up for articulation and things like that. So because my front was good, but I noticed the back stiffening up. I completely forgot about that particular mod. And what you have to do basically is you're going to have to unbolt your drive shaft, pull it out, and this outer sleeve, just cut it down. Cut like a quarter of an inch off of that, depending on how you've got your suspension set up. But I would say at least a quarter inch off of this outer drive shaft, and then put it back in, and then you're gonna bottom all the way out. Because before I was getting like this much compression, and that was it. It was bottoming out that drive shaft. As you can see now, I can bottom it right out, and it's not as stiff as it was because it was bottoming out. So that's a free mod. All you really need is a saw you have laying around or something, just to take that apart and just cut this outer sheave down like a quarter of an inch at least, and then you'll be good to go. Just thought I'd post a video in case anybody's picked one of these up recently, whether it's new, used, or what, and they notice that this is bottoming out. I was playing around with the suspension when I noticed. I said doing some tuning and noticed that it was pushing on my transmission and my motor there. You'd see it just putting the pressure on them. There's a little bit of play in them. There's only 4 hexes down here holding it, so there's a little flex there, and I noticed it flexing, and that's when I realized I completely forgot about that mod. The front drive shaft seemed to be fine. As you can see there, it's already extended out quite a bit further than the rear, unless you were to move your front axle in. But so it's not the issue. It's the rear one that seems to. I believe it's the same drive shaft, and so this one's designed to be telescopic from this distance down to this distance, but it's too much. You got to cut that outer sheave just so you can get the full travel out of your rear suspension. Well, anyway, just a quick video in case anybody is new to these Gen 7s, and it's one of the free mods you can do on them, just to help improve the suspension performance a little. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped you out. Everybody, have a good night.